in mind, because just a quick mention, it is Bone7 playing the Magnus, and he's going to go in the Dire off lane. Getting a Blink Dagger on this hero in the Dire off lane against this kind of lane is going to be very difficult, but I don't think their lineup is so extremely dependent on it that he has to get it early. They can set up, there's other ways they can do it. They can, for example, set him up with the Tiny, or they can Fissure and he can skewer into an RP. The most important thing is that he just lands some spells. I don't think it has to be your absolute wombo combo. Just, even if he just takes focus in the fight.
You guys guarantee top 8 yet or no?
Okay.
Ruffle.
I think PPD knows the answer to
Oh,
that
he
question.
clearly knows it.
Oh god, what a guy.
He's my favorite Dota 2 player. I gotta just.
He's a very smart guy with
wait a second. Is
a very cynic mind.
He's clever with where he fires his shots.
I'm gonna leave you with Mr. Salt and his team.
30
You guys enjoy this game. I'll be back when it's done, and we'll see who has to wear the horse mask. Good luck.
I hope there's some more PPD all chat to enjoy. C9 invading the enemy jungle here, and not really, I guess, worried about the Chen jungle, looking to block as many camps as possible. And well, you've got 4 of your 5 camps blocked if you're this Chen currently.
Aoi's not going to be too happy with this. He has 2 sentries, so he can choose 2 camps to deward. One of them, his big camp is actually available, so the question is if he finds the other one, which is kind of the big deal if he can open the second big camp. Anyway, for EG, let's quickly run over their players. We've got Aoi on the Chen, as we've seen already. The actual mid laner is going to be Sumail, who gets helped out with the block by Aoi. Top lane is going to be Universe on the Beastmaster, and then in the bottom lane, PPD onto Lion together with Fears Luna. That's a weird looking mount, by the way. I just want to say, I've never seen that before.
I like the cloak though, the little head cloak.
So when you click the profile of it, it makes sense, like you can see what it is. When you see it from above, at the start I thought it was like a warthog or something. It's kind of, or like a bull cat. Well, it's very unique. It's
really
pretty cool though.
Very menacing. On the Dire side, we've got CLOUD9. Fata going to be in the off lane on the
wait. Interesting.
Switcheroo there. Misery going to send the Earthshaker down bottom for the time being. Bone7 for once going mid lane on the Magnus, and that leaves Envy in the top lane Tiny, and it's going to be none other than No-Tail playing the IO for CLOUD9.
Bone7 started with no inventory. This is very rare that you go bottle first with absolutely no stats, but apparently the game plan here is for him to just bottle crow like crazy. He might be able to get a rune or 2, but it's still risky against the Radiant lineup.
What difference does it make? Like, I mean, normally it's like the 2 branch and you get 2 pulled tangos versus going no items bottle rush. Like, is it that much of a difference as far as your lane goes?
Against Storm, I think this was going to work out. Against a lane dominator like, let's say, Queen of Pain, he has to get regen. Like, if he was against the Queen of Pain now, she would hit him a couple of times, Shadow Strike, and he can't even go to the Shockwave almost with this kind of creep wave. But Storm is not that strong in the very early levels against the Magnus. Although he is a melee hero, he can still occasionally go in and hit a creep, and that's ultimately is what Bone7 needs. So I think it's okay. We'll see how it works out, though. He is losing the lane pretty heavily. 11-0 on the Storm against the 6-0 Mag.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the plan is going to be for C9 as far as catch-up goes. They are already stacking ancients with the Earthshaker. It's something that most Earthshakers seem to do, like, as part of their kind of roaming patterns around the map, which is get those ancient stacks going early on. You've got Tiny, you've got Empower. This is a great game to have stacks all over the place.
And even Bristle can take them alone. Speaking of Bristle, he's going to get opened on down in the bottom lane, taking a lot of damage. They're going to hex him, too, by PPD. Lots of harassment, recognizing that Fatsa doesn't have a salve, so this is going to take him quite a while to heal up with tangos, and Fear will be getting free farm at the same time. And you want to mention too, probably the biggest surprise so far, Universe has 9 CS in the offlane against IO Tiny. I was looking at the last hit chart on the left and I realized, wait a second, there's 4 out of 5 of the top farmers are actually Radiant. So I think EG are off to a really good start with the lanes, in addition to having the jungler on their side too. They're going to win the economy battle pretty hefty here.
AY just with 2 neutral camps, that's all he needs right now.
1,500 gold lead. That's without any
Top
kill.
lane. Whoa. Wisp getting low there. With a kerfuffle as Universe trades some blows there. No-Tail already chewing through all his bottle charges and doesn't have any kind of refill opportunities with this, just the Tango that he's been given from Envy. This is, I guess, one of the weaknesses where you often even see Wisp Tiny in the mid lane, because not really known for being able to, like, these 2 heroes I don't feel can actually zone out or crush the offlaner until you get Tiny like level 3, level 4 maybe, and you don't have that like mid lane, you get a stun toss, you can toss them back into your tower. I feel like the Wisp Tiny safe lane just isn't quite as potent.
Yeah, they could have done that against the Storm. and then they could have safe laned the Magnus against Beast. Do you think it would have been a better choice so far, all in all? Or I want to say it would have been pretty much the same. They would have kept Sumail down.
I think it's more you want to do that and then pick a different hero that can be more of a lane dominator for the safe lane. But yeah.
Oh, Bone 7, careful. Sumail does not have any points in Electric Vortex, by the way. Very unusual level 5 build, just putting a lot of harassment out. And we'll be focusing on getting the grab later, as he will be. Speaking of grab, getting the rune, it's going to give him a level 6 as well. He actually has play potential now. Chen coming in too. Big Daddy. Okay, I did not see that coming, neither did he.
That's such a nice rotation, doing it as the rune comes up. Bone 7 doesn't have a skewer, by the way, so he's going to get chased down by the Beastmaster. TP forced out. Is there a center stun? Nope, cooldown for 7 more seconds. So EG going to be happy, not just the first blood, but Storm pushes the Magnus out of lane with the help of the rotation, and Sumail with the first blood is top of the CS and now looking fantastic in this mid lane.
It's actually funny how he was probably happy he got a bounty run. Usually you kind of want to, oh, I'm Storm, I want a haste run, I want a DD run. It's like, okay, I'm going to get level 6 and then a kill, fair enough. That's
bottom lane. Fata now getting rotated on PPD, has Impale as well as Hexen. Fata, I don't think he has, with the bottle charges, if he can time this right, should be able to get out of this one. Fear has another nuke, doesn't want to get too close to the quill sprays. He's dying to creeps here. Fear, please! 20 HP, another Impale comes out, but he needs vision for the loosened beam.
He's going to get, oh.
Fata's out of bottle charges here. This is where Fear needs to go back in. There's going to be a tether through. No Tail has the bottle charges. This is the end of the aggression for EG. Just feels like a misplay coming out there that they didn't get the kill on the Bristleback. Back comes in Fear.
Oh, perfect stick usage by PPD.
Wow.
Going to stay alive. Big Daddy thought he had that kill.
Okay.
Heads up play from PPD, and okay.
Dies to neutrals on purpose.
It just looks so good when you just walk in, and then that big scatter just clubs your face and you just fall.
It looked like EG misplayed that, but end of the day it was going to be a hard kill to get because he had the bottle. Like that tree area, it's so easy just to fog, use a bottle charge, and then by the time they get vision again, you have 100 more HP. So I don't know if that was actually that much of a misplay from EG.
I think all in all, they're going to be pretty happy they forced a rotation from Io and Shaker into that bottom lane. I guess Shaker is kind of down there like half the time, but at the same time, making these supports waste so much time that they're currently, we're 6 minutes in, it's a level 2 Shaker, and level 3.5 Io, but he was also dual laning. So the supports of Cloud9 not getting as much as EG, where the line is level 3.5, who is kind of laning, kind of pulling, and Chen is level almost 5. So their plan is really coming together, especially with Storm Spirit winning the lane as hard as he is. He's now doubled up on the Magnus, and this gold lead just keeps going up. I mean, this looks like the classic, I want to go back some months and, or maybe more than half a year actually, when one team picked Enigma and the other didn't, and you didn't aggressive, this is the kind of graph you would get when Enigma 3 jungled and you had 2 pulling supports on the other team. Yeah. EG are just stomping.
Well, that's the thing. You're not punishing it, and then the hero also can come out and have an impact to help you win the lanes. We saw the Chen get the kill.
Eclipse ready.
That's
easy kill.
The one hero they've been trying to kill and trying to zone out for some time, and now they finally managed to do so. Also get Fear a boost to his economy. This is just looking really bad for Cloud9 in the early game. This lane stage has been a disaster for them.
At the end of the day, it makes me wonder if they should have just done the obvious lanes. Put the Magnus bottom, put the Io tiny mid, and then safe lane the Bristle, who should do very well against Beastmaster. I think that would have been a better choice for them, but it's something I've mentioned about Cloud9's draft sometimes, is that they have really good players, but sometimes I think they out-mind game themselves almost, that they want to take it too much next level, and then instead of doing the basic thing that works, they think they take it too far.
Yeah.
They like go 2 steps too far, and then it ends up being worse than the original.
There's so many drafts you can bring up. Like in the past, they run their support Tinker.
Yeah.
Just in this tournament, they ran a support Slardar from Israel. I don't know if you caught that game, but it was just a complete catastrophe from the get-go. They got nothing done and had no actual support-like heroes. It's sometimes they just they try to be too cute, too fancy. I'm going to continue stacking these Ancients here, which is going to be at least the one main recovery here. I wonder if they may just give it to the Bristleback, because it's going to be a long time before Tiny can actually clear it out. So if Bristleback clears it out now, they can start restacking it for the later game. Not to mention, they just need items to help them fight now. Fata doesn't even have boots on himself, so yeah, he's going to start working away on the stack, but
it's being pinged out by PPD. He has seen the movement in there. They probably know what's going on.
No Eclipse and no one else nearby, so it looks like it's going to go uncontested, but they'll look for the trade at top lane as Sumail zips in, finds the kill on Envy. The one hero who was farming well, he gets ganked now.
And this is a tower too. The map control of Cloud9 could vanish within the next 10 minutes. It's actually extremely scary. It's not only as scary as the gold looks, it's just the way the lineup scales, e.g. Cloud9 will not even be able to find a fight as it looks. Well, they're going to find one now. PPD is definitely dead. And they're going with a shot
win here. He was guessing, he knew the Ancients was going on, he's like, what can I do here? Can I try and
give
test
them another
it? Yeah. I think it was just like this mindset where it's like, okay, someone can maybe TP in and we can, if they killed the Bristleback there or took the Ancients, it's just GG right there. But I think it was something that EG just weren't in position to contest, considering they made their move top lane. But either way, EG are in a fine position. I feel like that kill doesn't really add much to C9.
No, it's only a line. It would have changed a little bit more if it was like a Luna you found there, but Fear is just playing it safe. He's farming in his own jungle after pushing out the bottom lane, approaching what should be a Helm of the Dominator right now as the gold for it. And then they're going to start stacking Ancients of their own, I guess. Have they actually done that so far? No. A little bit surprised when they have a chance. Speaking of which, top lane, Chen and Storm combining onto Tiny. Good healing coming in from Big Daddy. I still think they get this kill.
Yeah, one last overcharge proc, and Big Daddy No-Tell is not going to tether out, so it's 2 kills going EG's way. Possibly some more. Bone 7 rotates in. Skewers just on a Sumail. Has not got the outbeat. He used it. And they're going to roll Bone 7. Fissure comes in and Sumail is going for this kill, gets it with the last right click, does not have an escape plan. Can Chen send him home? It looks like it. Test of Faith back and... oh dear. Bone 3 plus 2 plus 2.
Oh, misery. Gonna be forced back to base by 2 creeps. That's gotta be really frustrating. Yeah, this is not looking good for Cloud9. I'm trying to think of easy ways for them to come back, and I can't find it because the supports can't do anything right now. That's Sumail. Even solo killing Fata. He just got sent home. Fata's like, okay, at least Storm was low top. Well, he's just gonna find his next victim very easily. The Storm Spirit 6-0. 10 minutes in, it's one of the most snowbally heroes in the game.
He's actually got an Orchid. He's, what, 300 gold short or something of it.
This is absurd.
This is... and one of those things which is a synergy, the Chen with the Soul Spirit, one of those 2 hero combos. You don't see that often, but these 2 heroes work really nicely together, because Storm can overcommit his mana if he has that Test of Fate send back available. And then just TP's right back in and has round 2.
Sumail is looking for a kill mid, does not find anyone. He's not going to be spotted moving top. And even if he's not going for anything here, look at Big Daddy and Eternal Envy. They are not going anywhere. Just the fact that he's off the map prevents them from farming.
They don't even have level 6 on the Wisp. There's no relocate for Cloud9. That's the other big issue for them. Like, they may see Fear alone farming in the bottom lane, but he's not even in danger because relocate is not available.
And now we're going to see a smoke. Bone 7 does not have ultimate yet.
It's okay, one less spell to miss.
We'll be tossing in the Magnus. Short range skewer. That's a pretty sweet kill, actually. Very nice.
Oh, that's a nice kill. That's the start for Cloud9 as far as... I feel like they're just going to keep finding these pickoffs. The problem's going to come when Storm gets his Orchid. No one is going to be safe on this map. The Beastmaster gives him the vision to help find those kills. The Chen can give him the backup as far as having a Hand of God, the Test of Fate send back. It's...
oh, Fata. There's a relocate though, but Fear's on the high ground.
Oh no, the Eclipse impale onto 2! Finger of Death as well! What a perfect counterplay coming out of EG! They may lose PPD, but it feels well worth it there. Fata with a DD room posing a big threat, but still losing Wisp in time. EG happy to just count their apples and go home.
I don't even know if that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to go on in the mid lane. They find Misery Orchid already up with Sumail. You can kill, we'll get RP'd, but it doesn't really matter.
He dodged the RP, I think, with the ball lightning. Okay. Wow, okay, 4 dead.
Pump faked it, cast it again. Ultimately, well, not really the biggest difference in the world. They cannot deal with this EG. Yeah. This draft is just tearing them apart. They have no solution to anything at all. They're at the magical 1k GPM behind per minute. At minute 12, they are that far behind.
Those are the stomps of all stomps.
I think I remember seeing a stat a while back as, well, it looks like, wait a second, Cloud9 are looking for something. They're going to go in on Fear.
Chen is a bit more money here.
Probably going to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes around for one last Lucent Beam, and EG look to turn around and fight this one, perhaps. There's going to be a fissure.
Oh, No-Tail dying to the creeps! Oh no! Oh, wow.
They can't catch a break, even with the perfect fissure from Misery. Universe may get out of this one. There's nothing to cancel this.
Oh,
he gets home.
God.
Oh, that's just... The Quillbore is slow and just insane play. Storm now ball lightning in. He finds Envy. There's no Wisp to help Envy out. Sumail gonna get the kill on Envy with an Orchid. Godlike streak at 13 minutes in. This young 15-year-old is impressing on this Storm Spirit.
And I think what I was getting at, I seem to recall a stat where when a team was 10k gold behind at the 10-minute mark, or maybe it was 15k at the 15-minute mark, the win rate was 342 to 0. That is, I think, about a year ago. I wonder if that stat has changed. Like, these kind of games are...
I feel like that's
borderline
I'm surprised there was like that many games where it happens, because I feel it's like very rare you see it.
Well, over the history of the entirety of Dota 2, which has been like 4 or 5 years, then...
I feel like I'll cast a game like that once a month, maybe, where it's like 1k gold a minute.
Yeah, I guess it's because the playing field has become a little more even in these top tournaments. But back in the day, there used to be a lot of strong teams just destroying mediocre teams along the way during play-ins or even during the main event, because back in the days there just weren't that many top teams that were playing professionally. So I could be wrong. It could be something else, but I mean, it's still
that's a
pretty absurd.
I mean, getting 1,000 gold more than your opponent is just colossal. Well, with that, we're going to see Cloud9 completely on the back foot now. They've got no ability to kind of even farm their own jungle. All they can do is kind of sit huddled up. They do leave the Tiny farming along the mid lane. He's going to get jumped on though. There is a Wisp nearby. They're going to Finger of Death, and before the relocate out can even come in, they cancel the relocate. Great impale from PPD. 2 more kills go EG's way. Storm with a double. He's 11-0. 10k net worth to the 4k net worth of Tiny. The discrepancy in farm there is just insane. As Svata looks like he'll get out of the fissure. Misery needs to TP himself home and will do so. They're not even going to check for it. They just assume he TP'd out, which is exactly the case. A 10k net worth Storm to a 4.3k net worth Tiny. What do you do at this point?
GG.
If it wasn't such an important match for Cloud9 as far as advancing, I feel like, yes, absolutely.
They obviously know they're getting destroyed, but I don't know if they realize how much it is. And
top tower has fallen.
At the end of the day, like you said, it's an important match. They might as well try it. At the same time, as long as they do it in a constructive way, right? That they play it through and they don't get all annoyed with each other and get frustrated and carry that on into their last game. I do believe they have one more
against LGD, and we go into that last game. Winner of that, 8th place. Loser, 9th to 12th. Yeah. So that match is going to decide the 8th and final team to advance from the group stage. So from that point of view, this match less important than the last one, but I think even if they win this match, it's the same scenario, because if they win this and then LGD win their last match, then they're tied on win.
Yeah, then they win the
head-to-head. Yeah. So from that point of view, this match may be actually not that important for Cloud9, but you don't want to lose like this. In this fashion, going to your last match getting this demolished is crazy.
Yeah, PPD.
He sees everything. I mean, the Hawk also sees everything.
Invis together with a Hawk. He could just... This could be a very, very easy setup. He's going to break the smoke first.
Needs to find the Wisp here. That's what he's worried about.
He's got him. He could solo kill him right now. Oh,
Yep, cancels the relocate, and that's going to leave this fight alone. RP has not been used just yet. 7 looking to find the right opportunity. Nice echo side from Mister. RP to forward, but now here comes your Eclipse. EG have lost 3 very quickly, though. First good fight of the game for Cloud9, and they're going to buy back the Wisp and everything. Sumail, though, just cleaning up. He's got no answer to him at this stage of the game. They kill off the Luna, though. That's 3 dead for EG. Actually losing 4 with the buyback from a Lion, and Storm, when he forced the ball lightning out of there, he's a bit low in mana. Can Soaring, though. Also almost had the blood zone at 17 minutes in, so...
He has it.
Hey, good fight for C9, and that's one of those fights where that's like a 5k swing? Yeah, 4.7k gold swing because of the deficit.
That was really, really huge. It's very rare that you see a team so far behind being able to pull that off, but...
That Echo Slam was
Echo was great. Even though the relocate got cancelled, that was still a really good fight for Cloud9. They landed the combo from Avalanche Toss as well.
The relocate doesn't... I mean, the relocate's not damaged. Tiny was still in the fight.
They still managed to get a pretty good...
They hit the RP, they hit the Echo, they hit the Tiny Avalanche Toss combo.
I think this might be the richest Storm I have ever seen at minute 18, though, in a competitive game. This is ridiculous. Like, his GPM is 700 without a Midas. He's 13-0-0 on the Storm. And, I mean, it's one thing that Cloud9 get a pretty good fight and somewhat come back. They still don't. They haven't even counterpicked this hero, and he's 13-0. Like, how are you gonna deal with this come come the next 2 minutes.
I feel like EG, if they wanted to, can just kind of split farm the map and just play more defensively if they want to. And for C9, they have to stay grouped up, because if anyone goes off on their own, Storm Spirit picks them off. Even if it's a Tiny with a Wisp behind him, if Storm wants to zip past Tiny, find the Wisp, kill the Wisp, and then get up, with a Bloodstone, with that mana pool, I feel like he easily can.
Yeah, Sumail is definitely, this is probably his strongest showing, and they haven't been weak all in all in the tournament so far. He's been doing really well, but this is like, this is ridiculous. I have nothing else to say about that. That's kind of insane.
It's very reminiscent of when kind of Arteezy broke into the scene for the, like, back in the original EG, but it's crazy that they've managed to do it again, found like another just young prodigy, and well, Tiny's going to kind of recover here. He's got 3.5k gold, been close to that Aghanim Scepter. I mean, it's one of those things with Wiz Tiny, we've seen it before, even going back to that original Wiz Tiny of eHome when they were versing Orange Esports at TI2. Down 15, 20k gold and still managed to make a comeback. That looked like an unwinnable game. This looks like an unwinnable game, but Wiz Tiny has proven time and time again that it can make the impossible happen.
Yeah, the Ags should be up on Eternal Envy in a moment. He's bought all 3 stat items in the base. He needs the point booster, which is 300 away. So that's going to be a start. It's going to accelerate his farm. He, of course, has Empower as well. And while we're talking about how far ahead EG are, if they fail a push, they lose like 5 or 6k gold again. If they fail a push. Then they're going to be fighting against a Tiny with perhaps half an item more than he has now, or maybe a full item, plus Empower, plus Axe. Then it can get somewhat scary. That's what I was also thinking about before the game even started when I said they don't even need good RPs, is that, well, if they don't get absolutely crushed in the early game, which, well, that happened, but if it didn't, Bristle and Tiny with Empower, level 4, which is currently only level 1, unfortunately for them. When that's level 4, that's going to be scary. And I want to say, do you think Bone 7 should have leveled Obscura?
No.
I think it's 441. Oh, they're going to RP Sumail!
Kill if they can get it. They're going to Echo Slam and everything. The Tiny Tunstall. Avalanche, they kill him!
All in.
Envy gets the 824 gold from the streak and probably a lot more from the deficit. Oh, have you ever seen that big a gold change for 1 kill?
2,500. Okay, it's kind of bringing me back to a certain patch that got hotfixed.
If that was that patch, that would be like 4k right there.
Yeah.
4k,
yeah,
1
that's
kill.
kind of interesting to think about. Like, how much would that have been in that version? It's like ridiculous. Oh.
Well,
I guess we don't count them out, but remember, that kill was like everything. RP, Echo Slam, Avalanche Toss, 5 heroes, all laying into him, and he almost survived all the stuff. If his team is there, that just doesn't happen. 1 Impale bails him out.
Yeah.
Roar bails him out. Chen with the... Maybe the mech can make the difference. There's a lot of things, and now that they've used all these abilities, I think they are conceding a roach to EG. Yeah. Would you say that's worth it, the trade?
Oh, it's like 2k gold for an Aegis.
And it's an Aegis on Storm. But if they don't do it, I think this happens anyway. So
yeah, I feel like EG could have gotten the Aegis without giving up that kill. If they just go in here, I don't think CLOUD9 can easily contest. If EG have the vision, they've got Pulse, they've got Observable Vision. If they see everyone missing on the map because CLOUD9 has smoke, they can back off and just wait on the high ground. So I feel like they could have got the Aegis without the trade. At the end of the day, though, an Aegis in Storm is still going to be a big problem for CLOUD9, though.
yeah, we'll see.
What do you think about Fear's Blink Dagger choice?
It's pretty cool when you're running a Storm. Because then you can, like, Storm can go and initiate on a target, and you actually have heroes that can follow through. Same with Beastmaster, he also went Blink, and I guess Lion is also getting Blink. Yep. So I like it for that reason. It's also another good counter to the relocate. If you don't want to Eclipse, you can still get out. It's actually a very, very nice choice in this game, I would say. So, and it's not like he's falling behind on farm because of the Blink.
Hey, you also jumped to camp.
It accelerates his farm, and he still has the regular 22-minute inventory together with the Blink. He has BKB, Yasha, and Helm, so it's working out perfectly for him. The gold has stopped increasing, though. That's the important thing right now. Over the last 5 minutes, EG have effectively not gained gold anymore. That's the Aghanims coming in, it's a couple of crucial pickups, and the fact that Empower is being used as well.
Well, they have gained isn't Aegis, but yeah, their item progression is effectively matching C9's. I feel like C9, the Axe pickup on the Tiny, just a bit scarier. The Luna BKB, though, is going to be something which maybe allows them to try and actually breach the high ground with this Aegis they now have.
And it didn't get it hurt. It is on the Storm, as it should be.
Yeah.
Arguably the single best Aegis carry in the game. When he comes back to life, not only is he extremely powerful with mana, but he can also get out of trouble. So a lot of heroes that get caught when they have Aegis and die will often die a second time because they can't get out. Storm will get out again unless you... Like, how are you killing this hero 2 times in a row when the first time you need to use all your big ultimates and lockdowns, and then the second time you don't have them? It's almost impossible to imagine them dying possible. So that's nice for EG, but they're not really putting much pressure apart from... Yeah, sure, they're invading the enemy team's jungle, but as we talked about, not gaining gold is... don't want to say it's worrisome, but they're giving Cloud9 quite a lot of time. Here comes the Blink Dagger for Shaker, who's level 11. The Tiny's going to get bigger and bigger items, which I would say, let's say you have a game with a 25k Tiny IO against a 25k Luna. I think the Tiny IO get more out of the gold, and they have Empower in addition to that. So with the gold being even, it's effectively Cloud9 winning every minute.
Yeah, I think EG with the Aegis can take these tier 2s at mid lane, bottom lane, but pushing high ground against the Blink Earthshaker and the Magnus, the Empower on the Bristleback, the Tiny is going to be a tough ask for them. So this game is maybe going to kind of stabilize for Cloud9 and put them in a place where they can get to a late game scenario with the Tiny on their side. Still, I feel like EG in general has to look like a more solid late game team. Right? Even if we get to a late game scenario where Cloud9 they're like a 10k gold deficit, but they've got this Tiny big team fight, their late game decision making has been a bit iffy at times.
What's Sumail getting next? Do you think he goes BKB?
I don't.
He could buy it now.
It won't help you if you get hit by the RP necessarily, or like a Blink Echo Slam, but... Do you think BKB is the best option, or do you... Like, the other options is what, like Scythe of Ice? Shivers is probably like a 4th or 5th item for when the Tiny gets quite big, but...
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He could also get a Dagon and just destroy the island.
Yeah.
Especially while he has the Aegis, he can definitely make use of that. And I see no reason for EG to expect that the next Aegis also isn't there. I think they're easily getting the next one. And then you could say the Dagon is a little bit of a risky investment if you don't get the next growth, because then you're stuck with a Dagon instead of maybe like a Hex or BKB that gives you the right initiation or survivability. But reliably being able to do that could be a choice for Sumail. I think he has also run it before. Okay, the Dagon. I could be wrong.
Tiny by the BKB of his own. He wants to fight this one, but this one
here we go.
Wants the Earthshaker, and Earthshaker has no buyback. It's relocated out to save his own life, but they've already pushed C9 back. Force out the relocation, got the T3 tower down to half HP. And everyone streams back, and it looks like EG have to just regroup off of this.
Yeah, for a moment I thought Shen had a Helm of the Dominator, because there were 5 big creeps and one of them died, but it's Luna's, of course.
So Sumail does go for the Shiver's Guard here. He's got the full Shiver's Guard if he wants to buy it, which I don't see any reason why he wouldn't.
The reason this item is incredibly powerful in Storm is that you precast it. And then while you jump in, you cover the entire area in ice, so everyone you jump past gets caught in the Shivas, which is very powerful. So I think when you're this far ahead and you're using the Storm as your absolute initiation tool, even though you have a Beastmaster, it's still valuable. And should they catch him off guard, should they kill him or get close to killing him off, that armor makes the difference, especially against like a Bristleback who's very physical damage oriented, so is the Tiny overall. I think it's a solid choice. For me it was between that. There's like a lot of choices actually. There was that, the Dagon, the Hex, or the BKB. Yeah. And I would have agreed with any of them. I don't think there's one of them that would just be like a bad choice.
I feel like Shivers was definitely an item he was either getting as this item or his next item.
Yeah.
It's like, it's core as far as his max item set goes. So, we'll see the next move for EG. The Aegis has expired for them, so probably not looking for another high ground attempt anytime soon, but looking just to get their next level of items up. Fear's already got his Manta style and seems to be doing pretty well here, all in all, as Universe about to finish his Necro 3.
And EG have managed to do it again. The gold is back to its normal growth once more.
And they do this without kills. I think that was where, when they had those few bad fights, it's like they're just trying to be a bit too aggressive and they realize, well, we can just kind of starve them in their base. We've got map control, we've got the more efficient farmers, Luna with a Blink Dagger and Helm of the Dominator, Storm being Storm. It's just much more efficient farming, whereas C9, it's tiny really. Bristleback can farm stacks, but you don't really... Bristleback has to be careful not to go off farming too much by himself.
And now they're just going to send out Envy to try to clean out some of these creeps, while No-Tail is standing very far behind.
No,
so be able to relocate him out as...
Bowling in bottom lane, clearing creep waves, he's got a regen rune. One of the other great things this game with the Beastmaster pick, and I think largely why it was picked, is Hawk is very useful for
Dire's
scouting out the
bottom
IO
tower
when
is
he's
under
seen
attack.
behind in trees, somewhere behind the tiny, hidden from sight. Hawk getting that flank hit and being able to go over those trees as well, I feel like one of the better heroes of actually dealing with it. Because Storm alone sometimes will struggle to find a Wisp.
Uh-oh, we could be seeing the fight breaking out. Here we go. Perfect initiation from Sumail.
Nothing to stop the MVP KB, but still a Wisp kill and a BKB, 10-second BKB forced out. They may just try push while the BKB's on cooldown if they want to go down this top lane.
Sumail did use his regen though, so it might have auto-popped while he jumped, which is very unfortunate. Then you don't get the regen effect.
They don't have a creep wave with them, and the other thing is one thing that's good news for C9 is Sumail has not managed to pile up Bloodstone charges. He died as soon as he picked up the Bloodstone, and since then it's been much more farm-centric than a kind of kill-centric game. So from that point of view, not having a big pile of Bloodstone charges on Storm Spirit is at least a small sigh of relief.
Radiant's bottom tower
They're just going to keep controlling the map. With IO dead, Cloud9 can't do anything. So they're actually doing a fairly good job
Dire's
in the bottom lane pushing out. Reading the map very well with what they can get away with, but at the same time, want to be careful not to overextend themselves. As Fear is going to go in, he's going to break the TP. Might pay his life for this though. Bata has BKB as well. Bata doesn't use his though.
I guess he knows he's dead anyway.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually probably the right choice not to use it. He stays alive a lot longer because he doesn't take damage from the Eclipse, but he's never getting out without a TP.
I'm wondering if they could have killed him.
Killed
Shaker
the
Fisher.
Luna.
He had Blink ready, I think.
Yeah.
Echo Slammed. He could have probably gotten 2 enchant totems off as well if he did it in the right order. And maybe they get the Luna there. But ultimately they'll probably end up dying both of them then, and use the BKB on Bristle. So is that really worth it? Probably not. Fear could have fought back and just come back and pushed with them. So in the heat of the moment, a good choice. Speaking of another good choice, I really like this Mask of Madness pickup for Eternal Envy. I think right now you need something that's very cost effective right now. And even if it's a gamble that you can get caught while using the Mask of Madness and die faster, there's no other item you could buy that would give him more pressure right now.
Yeah, it was just such a big jump. Very fast Roshan respawn. That timer popped up and it was like 5 seconds. I think it was just 5 seconds past the minimum respawn time, so EG not going to scatter that right away, but they've almost got it. I mean, you kind of mentioned earlier, there's almost like no way they don't get this next Aegis.
Sumail getting a regen again.
Like 3rd or 4th regen this game. I mean, end of the day though,
He's getting pinged out.
Okay.
They might try him, but the Radiant have a ward as well. Yeah. Envy's really far in front. I think Sumail just...
Yeah. I'm going to make sure he doesn't get caught out here. EG probably just going to happily concede some space to C9 if they can go take that Aegis now for themselves.
Cloud9 are kind of just running a little bit in circles between the top and the bottom lane. Can't really find any way out on the map. I don't know if they have a smoke available even. None of their heroes is carrying it. There's 10 seconds cooldown, so they've just got one. This is their last smoke. This is kind of a do or die situation where they're going to smoke up and they need to find more than just one kill. They need to find a kill on a Roche or a kill at Roche, ideally. If this smoke just gives them one kill, the guy can buy back and they lose the Roshan. So it's the one chance in the next 10 minutes they have of doing something while being controlled.
The other thing is just the Roshan. If they smoke now, they don't even know if they haven't scattered out Roshan's respawn. For all they know, Roshan's not coming out for another minute or two. So for C9, this gets really tricky. The Hawk going to go out. They have smoked and EG in the Roshan pit. Hawk doesn't spot anyone, but at some point you get very suspicious when there's no one on the map. Hawk seeing nothing. Here comes C9 though. EG are backed out, I think recognizing the fact that the Hawk saw no one, these Observer would see no one. Something's up, they get the RP onto AUI, it's a Chen though! That is not value. Not the RP you're looking for, not the kill you're looking for off of your smoking. C9 go to the Roshan pit, but I don't think EG have any problem contesting that when Storm dips in with the Jimmy's cut, brings out the Earthshaker, goes next onto the whip, 2 easy support kills, and now the Eclipse. Envy doesn't even get off the BKB because he was stunned up, and Fata looking for a TP out will be unsuccessful with that. Possibly the nail in the coffin as they may just ignore Roshan and go for the high ground. Well, that's not the RP.
That's not the RP you're looking for. But at the same time, what are you going to do? He could. The smoke broke, so he has to in that split second he has to decide between trying for that RP and hoping he gets more than one, or getting jumped by someone. Like that's like nothing he can do. It's a lost situation pretty much for Block 7. I don't blame him for trying that RP. It's not the best, but
right on, I guess. Make sure they get the rack down. Universe is like, let's go guys, let's get the throne. It feels like
so good. Latara, there's the echo, pretty good one.
He can fall back for this one. Universe team with wild access forever blinks out. Even Sumail still going ham in the front line. And there's no answer to this storm. They haven't got the 8, so they didn't actually go for Roshan, but he's got 4 dead. You know it's hell going to be the 5th. And GG is called. EG just manhandled Cloud9.
Dire's middle evil.
If anyone had any doubts about EG as far as where this team ended up after some of the roster reshuffles, I mean, they're looking better than C9.
Yeah.
As far as C9 getting hyped up,
way of putting it.
Yeah. Well,
I was gonna say this game could have turned out really, really ugly, and you could still argue it did. But at the very least, Cloud9 did get that one good team fight in their jungle.